She said that's Plan B. Just gone 4:15. It's BBC Radio Humberside and the afternoon show here. And here's the top line. Men are more accident prone on holiday. Who says? Well, Sunshine Holidays. They did the survey, they say. But surely, I thought, this isn't just holidays, is it? I mean, men are more likely to suffer. And most of the time we keep it to ourselves, I know. But, you know, men are more accident prone, aren't they? Well, here's the company's marketing manager, Andy Barr.
Well, our survey does show that people are a bit more clumsy, and I think, you know, it's a well-known fact that blokes are the clumsiest species, so I think our research backs that up.
Okay, sex aside, just for a minute, what about places? I mean, does it matter where you go? Are there places that are more dangerous? If you were to go to Europe, is it more dangerous than going to, say, America?
Well, we didn't go into that level of detail, but I think in my own experience, it's kind of like the further away you go, the more sort of excited and adventurous you become. So I remember when we went to Mexico, I was running around everywhere, and anyone who knows me knows that I never do any sport at all. So, so I think it is, the further you go, the more adventurous you get.
And it goes without saying that if you're going to do stuff like, I don't know, skiing as an example, that is, generally speaking, you could expect that to be more dangerous than sitting on your backside by a pool, couldn't you?
Oh, very much so, and I think we at Sunshine have got this whole guide now on the things that you should be looking out for and things to avoid when you go on holiday as well. But it's all the usual stuff, so, you know, slipping by the poolside, it's a bit of common sense. Everyone's mum shouted at them at some point, don't run by the pool.
Don't run by the pool, yeah.
I think it comes out top, doesn't it?
So we're hurting ourselves. Tell us what the top 3 ways that we're hurting ourselves. So we're running by the pool. What else are we doing?
Well, we've got a drunken fall, which, you know, I've got relatives who've had that themselves. Road accidents. I mean, I've never been on one of those mopeds, but they scare the life out of me. And then we've got the water sports injuries, and then that big nasty one, skiing injuries, which anyone who's watched those You've Been Framed, I think everyone's scared of that.
You mentioned there the whole thing of being on one of those little mopeds. Is that the same as accidents that might be caused driving just on the wrong side of the road? Because it takes everybody, even the most experienced motorists, if you're driving in Europe, it will take you a while to get used to the fact that roundabouts are different and traffic lights are different. Well, it does take a while, doesn't it?
Oh, very much so. From the moment you get the car and you head out onto the island, or you head off and turn, you know, I've done one of those things where you immediately go on the wrong side of the road and look an idiot and everyone's beeping at you. So I think, it does take a couple of minutes, and you've got to sit there, get your thoughts together and really concentrate on where you're going. Otherwise, you'll be one of the 11% that gets in an accident.
Andy, in spite of the fact that it's been, a generation plus now of people going off on holidays abroad one way or the other, we're still getting ill, we're still getting sick because of the water and the food, aren't we? And I guess we're still not used to the fact that when you go abroad, it can be hot.
Very much so. I was one of the people who ignored the advice from everyone in the UK. Said, when you go to Mexico, don't eat the ice. First thing I did, margarita, ice in it, ate it all. Next 3 days, crikey, I was in bed, I had a deli belly, and I think we're all guilty of that. But you just have to use common sense. Try and drink bottled water if you're going to a far-off country. Make sure the fruit's washed properly. It's all common sense things that we kind of forget because we're so excited about being somewhere hot for a change that, we don't use a common sense approach.
Now, you may not be able to answer this question, but I wonder generally whether in the experience of your company, whether people are going away this year or whether they're staying at home, because we've heard a lot about the staycation, and depends who you listen to. Some people say, there are more people staying at home this year. Other people say, no, we're all sick of it, we're all heading off this year. I mean, what's your view?
We've seen it as our busiest year so far, so I think that's a really good sign. Last year, obviously, there was all the concerns about the recession and we still grew, but I think because the fact that we're offering cheap, fun holidays, people are always trying to find a bit of money for that. And I think even now we've had a bit of hot weather in the UK, people think, I'd love to have this for a bit longer and go away. So the holiday market is still really strong, and I think we're really pleased with that.